What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I know that you've already read the captions, so today's video we're going to talk about how to be the most attractive version of yourself. Being attractive isn't about being the best looking, the most beautiful, the most handsome person in a room. It's about being the most charismatic, the most drawn to, the most magnetic. There's a kind of pull that comes from your energy, your presence, and your psychology, your mind. Honestly, looks don't even make a lot of it at all, because 100% you completely alter a room based off of the energy that you bring in 100% through your personality. I say this as someone that used to be very unconventionally attractive, very unnoticeable, to being conventionally attractive, and equally at all points in my life having the same level of extrovertism and energy that I've always been able to make a change in a room, and I've always been able to present myself in a more appealing or entertaining fashion. I was the class clown. I was funny. People knew who I was because I was funny. People liked me because I was funny. Before we start, I want you to ask yourself a couple questions just to make sure that this video is perfect for you. Do you feel as though the people around you feel calm, inspired, or comfortable? When you walk in a room, do you walk in with confidence, or do you shrink yourself until you feel accepted or until someone pulls you out of that shrunk? Do you know how to hold, preserve, transfer your energy, or do you give too much of it out or hold all of it in? If those questions made you think even a little, you probably are going to benefit from this. This topic isn't just about looks. I mean, some of it can play part, but it's about embodying confidence, warmth, and poise that naturally draws people in. A disclaimer as well, to make it clear to anybody, I'm not telling anyone that anyone needs to do anything to be attractive specifically. I'm not saying you need to be like this, you need to do that, whatever. Of course, everyone is beautiful, everyone's unique, but everyone can always be a better version of themselves. Life is about waking up every day, understanding that your purpose of waking up is to be the evolved version of you, and to be better, and to do greater, to do more, to keep learning. You never stop learning. So we're going to break this down into two sections: the internal psychology, and then there are going to be external behaviors. Mastering each side of this is what's going to make you irresistibly magnetic. All right, first we're going to start off with understanding the psychology of attraction. This is going to set the tone with your inner charisma, your inner energy, and understanding within yourself what even makes you attractive, what makes you feel other people are attractive. The first one we'll talk about is self-containment, the energy of calm power. People that don't seek external validation, people that aren't constantly checking for others' reactions, others paying attention, what others think or say about them in front of them or behind their backs, they will radiate a quiet confidence. It goes without saying, literally, because it is absent of their need to absorb the opinions or attention of other people. Everyone else around will immediately notice it and immediately notice their ability to be self-sufficient without the dependence on anyone else's emotional validation. You become attractive when you stop trying to impress and you start being impressed by your own peace. A calm energy will ground people around you. And if you walk into a room and you present and elude an energy of emotional independence, of emotional regulation, emotional control, you not only let other people know that's how you regulate yourself, but you influence them to ground themselves, to feel more calm within your presence, to feel more ambitious, to be as sophisticated. And also it kind of just wards off the negative energy that might come your way if you would have appeared to be more susceptible to it, like someone rage baiting you or something. Controlled vulnerability. Confidence and warmth is irresistible. There is an art within not oversharing, but also not pretending that you live a perfect life. Being able to handle your cards independently without complaining, privately, respectfully. It's admirable. It's admirable for someone to see someone else and know that their life isn't perfect, know that they are struggling with this, that, and the other, but yet you don't see it on their face. You couldn't tell from the words that they use. You couldn't tell from their tone in the way that they speak to you. Someone that has the right to a bad day, someone has the right to a crash out. Maybe your dog just got hit by a car. Maybe you just got mugged. That's a valid crash out. And if people see you crash out without the context, they might think you're crazy, but with the context, they'd probably take your side. Although, imagine that you were this person, and even with the context, you were still composed and poised and unbothered, honestly, because you've reached full consciousness and you've already mastered detachment anyway, and you don't really care what happens to you externally because you're alive. God bless. Alhamdulillah. Just be honest in a way that feels real with people. Oversharing can come off as though you're depending on their reaction to boost you through what you're complaining about. And a lot of the times that can be emotional baggage to other people because they feel the burden of wanting to comfort you or help you in some way, or they know that you don't want any help, but it still just isn't nice to hear negativity spewing out of someone's mouth when you're just trying to have a good conversation with them or get to know them. You're projecting your perception of life onto them. But this person can can see that such a situation will be filtered in a pessimistic light, they're just going to associate that with the type of person that you are, versus walking into a room and only spewing out positivity and optimism. It's alluring and people immediately catch on to it. I think almost every time that I'm hanging out with someone that's a friend, someone that is an employer, a doctor, honestly, whoever, someone in the gym, it's very common that they tell me, Chloe, I really appreciate your optimism. Man, you think so positively. You know what? I should start talking like that. Just genuinely. Anytime there's an opportunity to make some comment that brings more light into a situation, it's attractive, it's charismatic, it pulls people towards you, it tells them exactly how positive you are. People want to be around positive people because they understand that their environment makes them. And if they have a goal to be more positive and to be more like you and to be more uplifting and to feel better about themselves and their lives, the way that they see you care about your life so much and that you value it because you talk so nicely, they want to be around you because they want to think like you. I love my life. I talk positively all the time. I cannot be bothered. I cannot be bothered. I could be homeless and carless, and I have been, and I was happy because I was alive. I really can't have a bad day. And if you came from my TikTok, then you might understand exactly why I can't have a bad day, because my expectations are so low. I'm detached. I'm just happy to be here. And having that attitude is immediately noticeable and it's attractive. You come off as someone that loves your life and has a happy life and has a happy quality of life, even if you're poor, even if your back is broken. People want that. Everybody wants that. Everyone wants to be unconditionally happy and unconditionally satisfied with their life, despite the external qualities that they can't control. Mirroring is something that you can do too. A lot of people like seeing themselves in another person, but I wouldn't take that to the extent of copying someone's personality in order to get them to like you. It's more of just mirroring mannerisms in terms of like code switching. For example, if you were to go to another country, maybe you want to use some body language that they are more comfortable or used to, or some slang that they're comfortable with, because it just builds a connection. It builds more familiarity, more closeness. But don't take that in a way that means like fake your personality to get them to like you and think that you're just like them. Be an active listener. When people are speaking with you, listen, engage, be genuine. If something's funny, laugh. If something needs a moment of sympathy, give some sympathy. If someone needs reassurance throughout their speech, give them the reassurance, give them a head nod. Have the ability to bounce back off of what they're saying to you. You don't have to relate to these people. You don't have to have a paragraph for every paragraph that they give you. But we're all people. We're all human. We're all educated enough that we know enough about each other in order to get along. Find something you might have in common with them. Give them a response that makes them feel heard, makes them feel understood. All right, so now we know the foundation of attractiveness isn't how you look. It's how you make people feel. Now we're going to talk about conversational charisma, branching off more from the examples that I gave you before. Like I said, active listening and genuine interest. Be curious, but not performative. Don't fake a personality. When you are open-minded, you give people the opportunity to express to you who they are. And you want that. You want them to be authentic. You want them to be genuine. You want them to reveal their true self to you. And the same goes for them and you as well. That is how connection builds and deepens. If it has to be any other way, with a fabrication of an identity or personality, why do you even want that relationship? This is to create genuine relationships with the people around you. You don't want to be stuck in a position with someone that's just using you, that wants to benefit off of you, or that doesn't actually respect you as a person. And you also don't want to be doing that to somebody else. When you're speaking with someone, throw in some small invitations. Over time, it's going to make the largest impact. Repeat their name to them when you're starting sentences. Smile, add warmth, use body language. Make it look like you're comfortable. Make it look like you're okay with being silly. Say things that have feeling behind them, not just the words that you're saying. For example, when you part ways with someone, it's not just about saying something to acknowledge that you're parting ways. You can make it deeper than, all right, I'll see ya. The smallest touch of, it was so nice to see you again. I'm so happy I got to spend time with you. It was a pleasure to catch up. It was a pleasure to chat. I'm so glad to know that you're doing well, and I can't wait for the next time I get to see you. That's literally how I speak to my friends. That is how I speak to my friends. I try to always insert a tone of deep attention in that person, even if it's for a short interaction. Whenever I go to a store and I go through a line and I see a cashier, I approach them with holding eye contact. I'm smiling. I'm speaking articulately. I want to have a welcoming and soft approach that doesn't come off blunt, harsh, or entitled. I'll just say something like, good afternoon, how are you doing today? Oh, I'm doing great, thank you so much. You know, just full sentences, eye contact. This is a human being. Or even going to the cash register, I'll put my phone away. I'll be like, hey, I'm on the phone, but I've just gotten to the register and I gotta call you back afterwards. Even if it's for like 20 seconds, you make that other person feel like a human being. You make them feel respected. They deserve your time. They deserve your respect. They deserve your eye contact. They deserve you to say full sentences like, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. Even if you're never going to see this person again. That is that radiating energy that you carry with you through and through. If you pick and choose when to speak to people with respect and when to speak to people with humanity and decency, you're performative. You're not attractive. You're not a good person in your heart. You're choosing when to do it when it benefits you. It's about being this way, not performing attractiveness. It's being naturally attractive by existing constantly in an attractive mindset. Attractive meaning radiating, alluring, and magnetic. People remember how you made them feel more than what you said. Go back and play it again, listen to it one more time, write it down. You can also throw in some humor and lightness. People associate laughter with safety. It signals high emotional intelligence and high social value. And what comes with being articulate is using polite and formal vocabulary as well. Respect and composure within your speech, within your body language, elevates you immediately. Speak with grace, act with grace. Now for emotional intelligence. Emotional regulation is power. Never equate arguments with anger. Attractive people do not lose control. They pause, breathe, and then respond. That restraint signals the strength that they have. And there's mystery through restraint. You don't overshare or explain yourself too much. You don't owe anyone full access to your thoughts, not even your husband, your wife. Mystery makes your presence linger. Just have confidence, hold eye contact, wait before speaking, show patience, communicate your maturity and your inner security. All right, now for more physical aspects, we'll talk about body language and appearance that you can alter more. We already talked about smiling and eye contact, but we're gonna dig a little deeper. As for smiling isn't submission. It's confidence and approachability. Your posture and your presence affects your psychology. Standing tall literally stimulates feelings of motivation and superiority. Posture inadvertently trains your mind to act like someone worth noticing. As for your clothes, dress as the person that you want to be, because then once you do, guess what? You are literally that person. Nothing else is stopping you. Everything is internal at that point. You teach people how they should see you by the way that you present yourself. When someone walks in a room, the first thing you do is look at the way that they look at the way that they dress, the way that they did their hair, the way that their teeth look, their body language, the way that they walk. You analyze all of those things immediately when you look at anybody. They are all doing the same thing for you. But don't let that give you anxiety and stress you out and start to overthink what you're wearing, what you're doing. It's more about the effort that you put into the way that you look, the way that you come off. All right, in conclusion, being the most attractive version of yourself isn't about trying harder. It's about becoming calmer, more self-assured, and more intentional. When you're more grounded in yourself, everything is about you. Your posture, your tone, your presence becomes magnetic. You don't have to chase attention when you carry peace, confidence, or self-respect. Attraction is just energy alignment. You don't want to attract just anyone also. You want to attract people on a certain vibration of life, which means that you need to pull yourself up to that same level, to that same vibration. And then you will either find the other people that are already there waiting for you, or you will bring others up with you, and you can thrive harmoniously. When you are most fully comfortable in your energy, people are going to be most comfortable with you. People are going to naturally want to be around you, making you more attractive. All right, guys, I think that's all I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it gave you a new perspective on what it means to be beautiful and charismatic and attractive, what it means to have an alluring energy, and that it goes further beyond the surface. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the post notifications so you can catch me in my next video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!